Okay. So this is the Town of Southborough Public Works Planning Board, June 11th, 2020 at noon, pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GL Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Southborough Public Works Planning Board, for some reason it says advisory committee,
Oh,
will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Southborough's website at https://www.southboroughtown.com. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to watch or participate in the meeting may do so in the following manner: by finding the meeting at https://www.southboroughtown.com/remote meetings. No of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means.
hold on one second, Bill.
In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best. Go ahead.
This is not, Jim Haggerty gave me this thing, but it's for, we didn't have with public comment, we didn't have the room with public comment, so they can't public comment right now.
Okay.
So I don't know the difference. I'm going to text somebody, hold on. You keep reading, but we might have to amend something.
Where does it say public comment? Did I already read that?
You said they can participate, they can watch, but they can't participate.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
Which I think is still true, Karen. They can watch, but there's no opportunity for people to.
Right, and I think this says that they could.
So just make a statement that no participation will be in this meeting. It can just be viewed live.
So this meeting, no participation will be allowed in this meeting. It will just be allowed to be viewed live. Despite the best efforts, we will post on Southborough's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. So people can watch, but they will not be able to comment.
Sorry about that.
Without Mark, but that's okay. All right. So our first agenda item will be a review of the minutes that Sue sent out. The first question that I have on that, and this can go to Sue and Sam, who probably threw these words out, is at the end of the first paragraph underwater, the last sentence saying dealing with some things like per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Is that the right wording, Sam and Sue?
I think so. PFAS.
Okay. PFAS. You know, we've got that. So, all right. Then, I thought there was someone else coming on. Any comments on Sue's meeting minutes? These were submitted as draft minutes shortly after our meeting in January.
And then I think the one that I sent the other day had it's changed from IT''S to ITS.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me because I have a new computer and Carbonite is still downloading all my files, so I don't have my files to look at.
But that looks
Okay.
good to me, Bill. So
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented. And Sue, just make sure the latest version has what you said about IT''S or whatever else.
It
So,
does.
Is there a second?
Second,
Second.
Those in favor? I think we have to have a roll call vote for that.
Wait a
so
minute,
people
wait a
know.
minute. Who made the motion?
Oh,
Who made
me.
the motion? Okay, Bill made the motion.
Bill, Sam
And then
seconded.
Sam seconded. Okay.
So why don't we start with Bold Dye?
Stivers, aye.
Faust, aye.
James, aye.
Harding says aye. Okay.
Aye.
So the meeting minutes
three ayes.
are approved. Next item of on the agenda, revised transfer station rules and regulations. Board may vote to recommend rules and regulations. I will turn it over to our DPW superintendent, Karen.
All right, so we didn't change much except dates. We put it into Word format. Actually, someone in my office did that for me, Tammy, who's excellent. Obviously, we have to put the web link on, which we'll just get a short one from Tom rather than the actual big long one. That'll be, and Sue had noticed that we made a mistake. And there was a spot that it just, we said, do you have to, and then like never gave the rest of the statement, and it was on page 3, and I think I have the one that was amended. Oh yeah, it says you must have a valid sticker 2 on page 2. So in the packet that's posted, it says, we finished the sentence and said, to participate in Household Hazardous Waste Day.
Okay,
CRTs will
and
be collected for a fee. So,
that's on your page. What? But what's the heading?
so it's page 2 of 4, and
Yeah.
all the way down at the bottom, it said, it says Household Hazardous Waste Day, October 24th. You must have a valid sticker 2, and we didn't have the rest of that sentence, and it now says, because it's also on the end of page, on the bottom of page 3, middle of page 3. To participate in Household Hazardous Waste Day. So that we fixed, Sue had noticed that, and I think I resent out the draft, did I? Or maybe I only posted it. So that change has been made. One thing we were thinking we could do is just take page 1 and 2 and mail it with the mailing, and page 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be posted on the website. It doesn't make a big
Okay.
difference. It's not like a mailing cost or anything. It's just, they're just cumbersome, and there's a lot of rules and regs. So we were thinking that might be worth doing, but so all those things, any issues with the things, and then whether or not we just want to mail page 1 and 2 and go and have everything posted on the website, or just mail everything, which again, it's not a mailing issue as much as just not overwhelming people with a lot of paperwork, but
I
doesn't
don't
matter
want any
anyway.
more paper than I have to have.
Em, yeah.
Yeah, Karen, do you do that double-sided printing when you mail those out? I can't remember.
Yes, it is on double.
2 sheets of paper,
Right, so it'd either be 1 sheet or 2, right?
1 sheet or 2 sheets, yeah. I guess I'm mildly in favor of 2 sheets for completeness there, I guess.
Okay.
Somebody's saying, gee, I didn't see it, so it's good to be fall back on
That's
this.
true.
You actually received it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Sam, because I think there's a lot of people that are, oh, well, I didn't see that, whatever else. If we make them go to the website for pages 3 and 4, that especially where we're talking about fines, I think
Yep.
that should be, I think that, there's no excuse for, I didn't see it if you got it in the mail.
They'll still try, but
They try everything.
that's
I
true.
didn't know we didn't have recycle-only stickers anymore.
I did have a couple other comments. Karen, there are a number of places in there where I think we need a little different punctuation. I will send you that.
Okay,
Feel free to use or ignore. Second, I have always been puzzled by the last page in terms of the state requirement that these things must be recycled. And in fact, best of my knowledge, nobody is ever enforcing that stuff. I'm not necessarily suggesting we change that, but it seems to me we need to somehow address that discrepancy. If we're going to put it in there, then the implication is that we expect people to do it. And I have never observed in my own history at the transfer station, somebody saying, don't throw that piece of cardboard in the pit kind of thing. So I don't know quite how to resolve that, but for me, that's an open issue that's
And
worth thinking about a little bit.
it's a really good point. If if someone's throwing excessive amounts in, someone will say something. Probably not always, but it is technically like the DEP does come and look in the pit periodically and say,
Right.
oh, you've still got a lot of cardboard in there. But that's why we have that hanging over it,
Right.
because of the waistbands. So we try to do more through education, through these and everything, and through the sign than necessarily one-on-one dealing with it unless it's excessive.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't have an easy solution to it. I think it's just a discrepancy that
yeah,
need to
Yeah.
be concerned.
I've actually seen them telling people, hey, that goes up back and recycle or whatever else. But again, I've
Good.
also seen people kind of say, yeah, that's nice, and just throw it in there
throw it
anyway.
anyway.
Well,
If they don't pay attention, we would give them the a fine, or if they had never gotten a fine before. Sometimes we just give them a warning, but there's the $100 fine, the cheaper fine, or at least no, all of them are $250 now. Sorry.
Everything's $250 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we usually warn because it's a lot of money.
Okay, well, again, I don't know what to do about it, but it's be nice to resolve. I mean, some towns actually are far more aggressive in terms of monitoring the stuff that goes into the equivalent of the pit, and will in fact send people over to recycle to do it. Although given recycling economics today, it's,
Go ahead and let them.
you know, yeah, maybe cheaper.
Cheaper.
Okay. Sam, anything else, or anyone else, anything on the 1 through 4 rules and regs?
I got some questions. I guess we're going to talk about fees. So the fees are on that, but that's subject to.
But 1 through 4 of the rules and regs,
Yep.
everyone's fine with?
Except if we change the permit cost, but
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're good for that, Karen? You want to move on to the fees and things, or the expenses?
yeah, and then can we vote it all together as kind of
Sure
one
can.
vote for both?
Yep.
Okay. So the paper I gave you for the fees, that's just how, at one point, they wanted to look at them having like an enterprise fund, right? So this was way back when Jean Kitchen was still here. So she helped us put this together, and then we looked at pay as you throw, and so then we added on to it, and then we've done more adjustments and stuff. So this is basically the last few years, the way we've set the rate, and it hasn't changed a heck of a lot, is that we basically keep $100,000 into the tax base, and then the rest is fees. So we're right around in that range. So and based on the fact that the money hasn't changed a lot, but also on the fact that it doesn't seem like a good time to raise anything right now with the economy the way it is. I didn't have any suggestions to do anything different. I don't know that the spreadsheet really shows that we should do anything different, but it also doesn't count in the fact that all of the extra costs that we're paying right now for recycling at this point. It's got some, but I do think that's going to go up for this coming year. But again, I don't know that it's the time to do anything based on what I believe is going to happen versus what is physically in a bill right now for me. If that makes sense.
What's the current recycle cost to dispose per ton, roughly?
It does vary. I just gave this to John Butler the other day. I want to say it's 100 for commingled. Paper is less. I want to say it's 40, and it's really just the transport. And then the cardboard and paper and newsprint are all the same. So it's just the commingle's the big expensive one.
And the pit is about 60 per ton, is that right?
68, it's almost 70 right now.
The commingled is 50% more than the pit, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Turn the front end loader over to recycle and dump it in the pit.
70 and 100 is not double 70.
No, but it's 50%.
Yeah, yeah.
50%.
So, and that's actually, if, I believe, they sent me an email, Tuesday night, I think it's Tuesday night, that, capital committee that was put together by the
Capital
select
Planning
board,
Committee, right.
their meeting. And, John Butler and I have been working together a little bit. I mean, he's doing all the work. I'm just meeting with him periodically, giving him some information. He's been working on looking at the economics of it, and he's going to do kind of a little presentation of what he's come up with so far, as far as kind of how it works up there. It's more based on what we were talking about, the capital investment to redo that, redo the transfer station, or what we might do to the transfer station, or if we, however, trash collection continues to work here. So I'm not, I mean, I've seen what he's come up with, and or at least the beginnings. And if you guys want to tune in on that, I don't know what kind of meeting, if it's one with public comment or not. I didn't look, but it might be interesting to see. And then you'd have just some information from that. But he's been looking really hard into beyond just the town of Southborough, but like kind of globally what's going on with all this.
Or should we have a transfer station? I thought was one of the questions on his list.
That is one. Yep.
Now that's Tuesday night, you said?
I want to say it's Tuesday, and
That's election day.
if you
so
guys
it
talk
shouldn't
amongst yourself, I can look. So
It
it might,
shouldn't
oh yeah, they're not having meetings Tuesday, so
Tuesday.
it's
be soon,
not
though.
Tuesday.
Yeah, soon, whatever. Good.
Okay.
Hey, Bill, I had a couple of comments about the fee things. Is now the time to?
Only if Karen's able to pay attention. I
Yes,
think.
I can pay.
Okay,
I
go
Pay
ahead.
attention.
Multitasking.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
She has 2 ears, so one for that, one for this. The issue for me is, I'm bottom line is I'm okay with the sort of as is kind of thing here, but I think it's useful to think about this from a sort of more general policy statement. And what we've been more or less doing, I think, is something like the following: is that we're putting about 20% of the total cost into the tax base, which is about $100,000 now. And we've talked about various approaches to sticker pricing. And it seems to me that I've stated this previously, that I'm a senior, but my trash costs the same to dispose of as anybody else's trash. And I think generally people appreciate things more if they're paying at least a little bit for it. So longer term, I'm in favor of having some fee for senior stickers, and having fewer, having a cap on the number of stickers that people can have. Right now, it's unlimited basically for the fee.
Yeah.
So it seems to me we ought to be at least covering our cost for additional stickers, which is, I think, about $10 as I read the regulations currently. And then having both for residents and seniors, additional stickers for up to 2, something like that, for $10 each, or no cost for the seniors actually. But some sort of a general policy that says this is what we think is appropriate, whatever those numbers are, in terms of the total cost, gives us a way then to not have to go back each year and debate a bunch of various options here, versus Karen can calculate the total cost. And if we're covering 80% with sticker fees, then, and senior stickers are a discount of 80% or some number off of the standard cost, et cetera. It's more formulaic, and so you know what the numbers are fairly easily, and you don't have to go through a lot of discussion around setting the fees each year unless something different happens economically or whatever to the transfer station. So I'm not suggesting we do that today necessarily, but I think that would be a useful next step to sort of develop a general policy. And then within that, the numbers sort of roll out. And for me, at least, it comes out pretty much like we've been doing with the 250. Again, I'm interested in having a small fee for the seniors and capping the number of free stickers. Not that people, need more than a couple additional necessarily, I would think, for almost everybody in town. I think there's value in not having lots of extra stickers floating around out there that potentially could be misused somehow.
Well, it's been done. It's really flip-flopped back and forth over the years when, there was a charge for more than two, if you wanted a third, there was a $25 charge and stuff. But I think, as I can speak to someone who's not a senior, but has more than two vehicles where, like in the past, sometimes someone has sent the kid with the trash because they were out of town, and it's kind of a bigger pain to deal with the paperwork of, hey, you didn't have a sticker, but your parents have stickers and the car is registered to them. So, but maybe we limit it to 3 or 4 without an extra charge.
I mean, I'm fine with, no more than 3 per household or whatever, but for an extra $10 for the extra sticker kind of thing to cover the cost of actually producing the sticker. And it seems to me, if you put the number at 3, that's not unreasonable to expect that people are going to be able to figure out how to, do it for 3 vehicles. And if you got the kid home from school or something with another car, they can always, pick up a special permit for 2 weeks, according to the current thing, which to me is pretty flexible. Again, my concern is and last year, Mr. Kalenda was the one who pushed hard, I think, or 2 years ago for the unlimited thing, as I recall. And so, he can certainly continue to express his opinion, but as a citizen after Tuesday.
Only for another week or so.
Less than a week here. And, welcome that opinion. On the other hand, again, it seems to me that the risk of having lots of stickers floating around, I don't know how many households have more than 2 or 3 stickers, probably not a lot. But
Not too many, no.
Yeah. So anyway, not a huge debate today, but it seems to me that those kind of parameters are something we could sort of institutionalize a little bit here, and then it's a fairly automatic thing to.
So basically kind of standardize sort of a concept so that each year we follow it so that we don't keep changing it every single year.
Yeah, you could do the math each year, and not down to the penny necessarily, but around to the nearest $5 or $10 or whatever kind of thing. And then you can have more of the policy debate. If economics change dramatically, then should the cost coverage be, instead of 80%, should it be 70% or 90% or whatever? And I think, Karen, as you alluded to, given the recycling economics, there may well be some interesting changes down the road here as far as how people think about disposal and cost and so forth. And I've been reading a lot about incineration recently. And it turns out that, there are ways to do that in an environmentally not harmful way. And if their economics are such, maybe the incentives are for somebody to get into that business more actively in this area.
Yeah, I had thought they'd stop permitting it, and evidently that's not the case. So there's a chance that there might be another one like Wheelabrator that bounces up somewhere.
Not that we're going to do it, but somebody else might do it. But again, that reduces volume by about a factor of 10. I mean, the ash that comes out of that process is 10% of the volume that goes in, something like that. And again, clearly there are, hazardous emissions to deal with on that, but that's pretty tightly regulated. So my point is simply that world is changing dramatically on several fronts here. So, nothing is permanent, but it seems to me that some sort of general policy could be helpful there to stabilize people's understanding and expectations for the near future.
Okay. What else, Karen?
That was all I had that we definitely had to meet about.
Okay. So what I hear is we're pretty much fine with Karen's things. There's, maybe look down the line, Karen, at the number of stickers, whatever else, but we're good right now with this. It still comes down to the selectmen because it's their decision, but sounds like everything is good. What else you got? Other business?
We have to
Um,
vote on them?
What's that?
We have to vote on them?
Yeah,
You want us to vote?
Should,
yeah,
Malcolm.
so
I
just so
would,
we can you vote it that with 250 and Sam he said you have some like punctuation and stuff changes, right?
Yeah, no substantive changes. So if you want to.
Okay,
fine.
so
It's okay.
that approved with the changes that we end up making typos and punctuation.
okay, so approve as presented with a $250 fee. This is a motion with a $250 fee, correcting any punctuation, grammatical mistakes. Is there a second?
Second.
Sue seconds. Those in favor, Boland, aye.
Stivers, aye.
Faust, aye.
James, I.
Okay, so
Oh,
that,
You want
that-
3 ayes.
huh? One right here.
One eye this time.
My third eye.
Aye.
All right. And just for the record, the members present were Boland, Baus, Stivers, and Harding. Mr. Bertnazzi was not able to attend. And I would move to adjourn the meeting at, I have 12:28. Is there a second?
Second.
Those
Second.
in favor?
Wait,
Roll
wait,
call.
Aye.
Bill.
Wait a minute. Wait for Sue.
Jim,
Bill
you
made the motion to adjourn. Sam and Jimmy seconded it.
Okay,
Sue's still writing.
12:28. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Boland, aye.
Stivers, aye.
Faust, aye.
James, I.
So
It's
that is
unanimous.
approved. Ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned, and hopefully this is the last meeting we have to do this way. But
I agree with that.
oh, that's it. No,
Now we can really talk.
say whatever you want to. No, okay.
Hey, James, speaking of eyes, I used to work with a guy who had a glass eye a number of years